Okay, so this is gonna be kind of a long story, but please try and bear with me. So back in the mid to late 70s, my late grandfather bought some land and put a house on it, right? And in that house, my mother raised her first batch of kids, and she raised her second batch of kids. Now, currently, I still live in that house. Like immediately after finishing college, I moved back in because I didn't want to pay rent, and this was back in 2022, so rent wasn't as bad as it is now. Anyway, 6 months ago, my older brother moved back in with us, and a month after him, my elder sister also moved back in. Now, if you're keeping track, my mother has four kids, right? Four kids, and three out of those four kids had to move back in with her because the cost of renting is just too damn high. Like, I knew it, and everybody else knew it too, but they were just like, it's fine. I'm independent. I don't want to live in my mom's house. Then rent went up, and they were like, "Screw it! Living with your mom isn't a badge of shame anymore. It's just pragmatic, right?" So we all have full-time jobs. Me and my brother work at two different factories. My sister works at a hospital, and my mom has an autoimmune disorder, so she can't work full time unless she wants her immune system to get stressed and attack her body, which is very painful for her. So she works part time at a federal building. So four adults in the house, all of us have jobs, and yet we're not swimming in cash. We don't like none of us have an emergency fund. Like if somebody breaks a leg, there is no money set aside for that emergency. We're just screwed. We we live hand to mouth. And the only reason we are not homeless right now is because my grandfather had the foresight to buy some land and build a house on it, so his descendants don't gotta pay rent or mortgage on it. His foresight saved us. Like high key, it saved our freaking lives because we would be sleeping on couches and living in our cars if we didn't have this house. Now, this house is not perfect, but it beats paying rent and it beats couch surfing for the rest of our lives. Anyway, I bring all this up to say I hate capitalism because even when you do everything right, you're still getting screwed. Like my I'm poor, my mother's poor. My late grandfather was a jack of all trades. He did anything and everything he could. He was a plumber, a house builder, an electrician, and because he dropped out of school at like sixth grade, he learned all that stuff on hand in person. Like he didn't go to college or a vocational school. Like everything he knows about cars and machinery and wiring, he learned that from other people and on the job because he couldn't read very well. Like yeah, like I came from that to this, and while there was a slight rise in status, I mean, hello, I'm making this video from a laptop for crying out loud. But the laptop is like 4.5 years old, and currently the battery is kaput, so it it must constantly stay plugged up to be of any use to me. But yeah, like while we did go from a sharecroppers to owning land and having our own house in like 60, 70 years, we're still at the bottom of the heap, which is crazy. But yeah, like I fucking hate capitalism because even when you do everything right, you save up money, you buy land, you get your own house, you're still screwed, you know? And the land we have is not a lot of land, but you know, like if we really, but we still have cows on it. Actually, my a grandfather bought some cows, and we still have those cows. So if we really needed to, we could plant crops on this land, and like, well actually we did do that for several years because I distinctly remember when I was really little, my grandfather had a garden out front, and we would pick tomatoes and cucumbers. Then he had another a garden a further afield, but the older he got, the harder it got for him to maintain the garden. But the point is, we are much better than other people. Like we are privileged. My immediate family, we are privileged to have our own land to live on when we can't afford to live anywhere else. And if need be, we could get a chicken or two and have some eggs or something, you know? Like, we have way more than other people, and yet it's still not enough, if that makes sense. And that's the beauty of capitalism. Do everything right, and you still don't have enough because, see, this is why I'm not a good speaker. Like, if I had a pen and paper, or like I could type out what I'm trying to say better than what I can say. Like, I'm trying to say that all four of us are working full time, and it's still hard to live, right? Like, we can barely afford food, and I just sold plasma like 4 hours ago to buy me some gas. Like, why don't we feel rich? You know, like, why don't we feel rich? We have our own property, and yet the taxes on it are a hassle. We don't have any sort of savings. We don't, but there's just not enough to go around, despite all the work we do and everything that like all the work and sacrifices and budgeting. There's still not enough. Like I mentioned in previous videos, the house doesn't have a proper heating. So yeah, we don't have proper heating or food, and I still eat a noodle cups. Like, is this it? Is this my whole life? Work a dead end job so I can have a little money to not starve, or to not, like that's it. I work for 5 days and get 2 days off, and for what? So I can eat and have a light on. But this isn't really living, it's just survival. Like, my job is a seasonal job, and when I'm not working, I do my best to not do anything because, like, there's no money, you know? Like, yes, there's like $2,000 or $3,000 saved up, but with a car note, car insurance, and a regular groceries, that money doesn't go far. So I can't enjoy that money. I can't have a life. I can't go to concerts, or go to a theater, or have fun with it. I just gotta sit tight for 2 or 3 months, and I can't even hibernate. Like, at least bears hibernate. So, but I can't do that. You know, like I can't shut down for 3 or 4 months and not use light, gas, water, food. I can't do that, and it fucking sucks. But yeah, now I'm at work full time, and I'm constantly exhausted. Like, yeah, there's money coming in, but I'm exhausted, and whenever I feel sick, I just have to let it pass because I can't afford to go to a doctor and get it checked out. Like I hope it's not anything serious, but I don't fucking know because I can't afford to just go to a doctor because of the copays, and it's a mess. Like, I'm constantly thinking about the next day and the next week. Like if I don't work hard this week, there's not gonna be food for next week. There's not gonna be this and that for next week. It's just a constant hand to mouth cycle, and it's freaking driving me up the wall. Anyway, I've been living under this a system for the past 26 years, like, right? Like, I've been living under a capitalism for the past 26 years. And in the past 4 years, I've actually been a cog in the working machine, the rat race or whatever. And it sucks. It just sucks. Like, what's the I'm like, I've only been doing this for 4 years, and I already think a sewer slide is not a bad idea. like I totally get it. I totally get it, because if you can just look, like like there's this cliche there's this a cliche a question, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I'm like, I see myself exactly where I'm at now. And I hate that. And I hate that. Like, can I change? Can I afford to change? Like I literally can't afford to change. Like, oh, let's travel, money. Oh, let's move to a whole different state and get a new job with what savings? Like when you move to a new place, do you get the job first or the house first? Now, those come with caveats. Like, you can get the house first and pray you find a job in a week so you can have the rent ready, or you can get the job first and they'll be like, okay, cool. So where do you work? I mean, where do you live? Oh, I don't live here yet, but I plan to live here. So I want the job first, and the job goes, oh, gee, you need a local address to work here, and it's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. Like, I hate this. Like I hate this system I live under, and because I'm a well-read person. Like, I read the history books. I read about political and socio politics. Like, because I read that stuff for funsies, I know exactly how screwed I am on so many levels. Like, I know exactly how I'm being exploited. Like, when I give plasma, they pay me like a $30 or $45, but I googled it and they sell the plasma for like thousands of dollars, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, if I'm getting around 50 and you're selling it for thousands of dollars, where the fuck is that extra money going? It's going to the guy at top, right? Like, it's going to the folks on top. Like, I am giving a part of my body so I can have gas money. And these fuckers who I've never even met are just making thousands of dollars off of my plasma. And I don't know how to stop that. I don't know how to get more out of myself. But yeah, I mentioned I am well read. So I was learning about Cuba, and it turns out the reason the US hates communism so much is because communism works when it's not being sabotaged or interfered with, which is crazy, I know. But, like, what am I trying to say? Once again, I am a bad speaker. I'm bad at speeches, but, like, the like, the way they taught me about my own country, they wanted me to be proud of it, right? And yet, the more I learn about American history, the more I realize we're the bad guy in a lot of people's stories, like Cuba, right? So the U.S. hates communism. It is terrified of communism, and so it'll go into countries that look like they'll vote communism, and it'll sabotage them, and then it'll point and go, see, communism doesn't work. So be happy with capitalism. And I'm like, okay, but I just saw you purposely sabotage them. Like, clearly it didn't work because of you, but if you're not well read or taught to be a critical thinker, you don't see the machinations behind it. But Cuba, it turns out Cuba is not the communist hellscape I thought it was. Like, they have a socialized healthcare and stuff. Like like people have food and housing and medicine that's not thousands of dollars, you know. And then in the US, like recently I went to get my eyes checked out and it cost me $45. Now, luckily I had the money, but I can't imagine not having the money because because one year I went to get my eyes checked and I didn't have my insurance and it cost me like $120, which was insane because all they did was just shine a light in my eye and go, "Hey, your eyes are good. Bye." Like the whole thing took like 10, 15 minutes and yet I paid $120. And that's just normal. But if you go to Canada or somewhere, they'll check your eyes for free because it's just a checkup. It's supposed to happen yearly to to make sure like everything is okay. But like I don't have to live like this. You know, like I don't have to live in this constant cycle of is there enough? Is there enough? Is there enough? I have to keep working. I have to keep working because if I don't, there is not enough, and so and I'm going hungry. Or if there's an accident, we need that money. Like where's it coming from? You know, like my entire existence revolves around money and trying to have enough of it so I can live. Because when you live in a capitalist system, money is freedom, money is safety, money is life, money is agency, money is power. And if you don't have money, you have nothing. You have no power because it's just awful, you know? Like no matter, it's just terrible. Constantly working and never having enough. And you're just so fucking tired and stressed all the dang time. And you're just trying to make yourself happy by watching movies or listening to music. And it works for a little bit. But then the next bill comes in and you're like, oh shit, right. My life is a dead end black hole with no end in sight or escape. God, what am I even doing here? Like, why was I even born? Like y'all want me to bring kids into this? Like, really? You want me to bring kids into this? I can't afford healthcare. I can't afford to eat right, and you want me to get pregnant, which requires a healthy diet to make a healthy baby, and then that kid's gonna need postnatal care, you know, like vaccines and stuff, and baby formula, and I can barely afford regular ass food, and you want me to afford baby formula? Get fucking real. Like, no shit, we're not having kids in this hellscape. It's just fucking so terrible to live here. It's just so fucking terrible to live here, and it's so fucking depressing. And because I live in every every Republican state, I can't really talk about this with anybody because they'll just blame Democrats, even though Democrats don't run this state. I live in fucking Arkansas. It's blood red, okay? There are Republicans on every level of the fucking government. It's not Democrats ruining my life. It's this fucking system I was forced to be born into that takes and takes and takes and gives me nothing. But I'm supposed to be happy because at least I live in America where there's freedom. I can't even say fuck ICE. I can't even say fuck the president. Like, there are so many things I can't really say in public unless I want to get fired or shunned. Like, wow, I'm so fucking free. Like, I feel so free to be homeless, right? I feel so free to be homeless. I feel so free to be sick because I can't afford healthcare. I feel free to go hungry because I can't afford 2,000 calories a day and just subsist on 1,200, 1,500. Like, I feel so fucking free right now. I went bald, right? I went bald because I wanted to, but also shampoo is really fucking expensive. And I was like, wait a minute, if I don't have hair, I don't need to go to the a salon, which costs money. I don't need shampoo, which costs money. That's why I went bald. And I also don't shave anymore because razors and shaving cream are expensive. Like the whole beauty industry is just so fucking expensive. Like I see a woman wearing makeup, and I'm like, man, y'all look so pretty. How much though? How much was it to feel pretty? Like, I've been using the same tube of a lip balm for about four, 2 or 3 years now. Point is, I've been using that same tube of a lip balm, and yet my lips still crack and bleed because I forget to use it, or I'll be like, oh, I'm at work. I don't really care if these folks see me with chapped lips, so I just go around no makeup, no hair, just doing my best to cut corners. And then I'm like, okay, I don't spend money on makeup. I don't spend money on hair. I can't afford avocado toast because I live in a town of 2,000 people. So who the fuck is selling it anyway? Like what else can I do? A cut out breakfast, a cut out. Well, I have to drive to work. I live in a rural area. You plus like the U.S. is a car dependent country. You need a car as much as you need money to do stuff. So I can't walk to work, and my entire job is standing in like one spot for like 10 hours. So yeah, imagine standing in one spot for 10 hours on just 1,000 calories. You will feel faint and you will collapse. So yeah. On top of that, there's the plasma thing. So I gotta stay semi healthy for that, So fuck. Like, I'm not a communist, but I see the appeal of communism. Like, I'm more of a socialist, but I'm also a huge fan of communism because everything I learn about it is like good and decent. I'm like, wait a minute. Communism sounds good. It sounds pretty decent. Like, I want to try that because I've tried a capitalism for the past 26 years. I'm tired of it. Let's try anything. Let's please try socialism, communism, because the current system, it's killing us. It's killing the planet. It's killing our society. It's like my mental health is just fucking. My mental health is just held together with sleep. Like I do, like on my days off, I do so much sleeping, and part of it is because I really need to sleep because I'm tired. But the other part is I just don't want to be awake because when I am awake, I think too much. I think too much, and it makes me tired of being alive. So yeah, I sleep a lot. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my life. This is a capitalism from the bottom up, not from the top down. Like from the top down, a capitalism looks great, but from the bottom up, it's just hell. It's just grime and hell and struggle, struggle, struggle. Like no wonder I became shout free, and no wonder I'm just like I'm so tired and anti capitalist, like I'm tired of this fucking system. I'm tired of the same old fucking cycle of not having enough and being tired and sad and miserable. That's part of the reason I became a writer because I just wanted to be able to escape. And because I couldn't travel, I decided to write fantasy worlds where I can just es- escape into those, Like, that's why I read so many books as a kid, Like, I couldn't afford to go on all the trips I couldn't afford all the trips the other kids went on, Like I couldn't do sleepovers because my house is trashy and we didn't have all the, like I live in a shoebox and, no sleepovers and we didn't go to any amusement parks. We didn't really do anything. So I read a lot. I read a lot of fiction, because that was how I escaped. And I watched cartoons. I still love cartoons and I still love to read. So that's the nice thing about being alive. But the rest is just 0 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend. Well, yeah, here I am. Thanks for listening this far. I guess.